Good morning, welcome to World Cup Match of the Day from Berlin. We've the high and low lights of the second two quarter-finals, including England's attempt to get a place in the last four.
I'm in Frankfurt, or Bankfurt as they call this, the financial heart of Germany. And the stakes are certainly high for the two teams in town. It's Brazil versus France.
With us tonight, Leonardo, Martin O'Neill and Lee Dixon. England versus Portugal. Would we get the big performance from England we were sure we'd get in the end? Well, not if Phil Scolari could help it.
It's Ronaldinho! He scored direct from the free kick!
It's that man again. It's not been pretty so far, and England needed to do a lot more if the best group of players in donkey's years weren't to waste their big chance. Portugal, two great players down after the battle with Holland, were there for the taking. But if he was to outwit him, nobody would have been terribly surprised. In Gelsenkirchen, Mark Lawrenson and John Moxon.
Was the sending off of Wayne Rooney justified?
I don't know. I've only seen it on a small computer screen, so I really don't know. But the referee was very, very close, so we knew that the referee's out here. We have to accept that, and it's a pity.
We are suffering tonight more than ever, more than I think I've ever suffered in an England shirt. But we're here. We have to pick ourselves up again. It doesn't seem the right time to say it tonight, but giving your all is something that is the least that should be expected of you playing for England, and we have done that, and it's not been enough.
I was upset with the sending off because I didn't see Wayne's incidents, and that's the truth. But I saw many players trying to get him sent off, and the Seb Blatter keeps talking about football and fair play and that, and he criticised their performance in the week. I wonder if he'll criticise the fact that they tried to get our players sent off.
The English press say the referee give red card because I speak, but this is not true. I say apologise for English players, for the national English, but I don't say this. I say referee, it's fault, but I don't say red card because Rooney, it's my friend.
People will want to talk about Wayne, and I'm sure coming out of this tournament there will be things said, but you know, he's got a great character, a great personality. He's a lad that we should be building, you know, our teams around. Manchester United think the world of him, and I think the world of him as a person.
I'm getting a bit sick of heroic failures. They're all very well, you know, and they are heroic, but they are also failures, Lee.
Yeah, ultimately the quarter-final isn't good enough, and all the players know that, I think, and Sven seemed to sort of acknowledge that, you know, after the game, and you just feel as well as they played in that heroic stance they made in the second half, it just wasn't quite good enough, and you know, there's a number of reasons. My reason, thinking of it from the outside now, is how can you go into a World Cup with four strikers and two of them not fit, you know, and leaving Defoe and Bent at home on the holidays, watching the TV, wherever they are, they must be kicking themselves now, thinking we could have, you know, projected England forward a little bit more, because that's where they didn't score enough goals and they weren't direct enough and weren't taking enough chances. As Leo said earlier in the week, they didn't take enough chances up front.
Yeah. Martin,
I think that's a good point generally. I just think on tonight's or today's performance, they'll be really disappointed because they were playing against a Portugal side that really didn't offer too much. I thought it was an excellent performance by England in terms of a rearguard action, but overall they'll be disappointed because Portugal were there for the taking. There's absolutely no doubt about that. The disappointment will be even further enhanced if that's the correct use of the word, because when you consider the quality of the teams left in the competition, England at their very best would have been capable of going on to win that. Yeah. Now, there's many reasons why they weren't at their very, very best. The fact is that they weren't throughout the competition. It's really not been their best. it's not been memorable from them, and I think that's the thing that they'll be disappointed with most.
But if Rooney hadn't been sent off, would you bet your house that it wouldn't have still gone to penalties? It still felt like it to me.
I think they would have still. I think they would have won the game
if Rooney hadn't gone.
I do, because I think that Portugal were offering nothing, and I think that was a big moment in the game, because I think that I'm not saying England were doing fantastically, but I think that they'd weathered any sort of storm that was being thrown, and I think they would have gone on. I think they might have been getting stronger in the game, and I think they would have gone on to have won it. It's hypothetical now, but I think they.
Leo, you sat in a very hot room with a number of Englishmen and an Irishman and just smiled and just watched in disbelief as it unfolded. What was your view on the game?
I'd say the truth, I'm not sure if Rooney was not sent off, England will win this match. I think that's creates some chances, but not. This is much lower what their possibilities.
You were rather disparaging about Rooney. You were rather rude about him, wasn't he? You kept saying Rooney, he's just good. He's no better than good.
I think Rooney has to do more to be considered a big star.
He's got to do a bit less than what he was doing today.
I think he started very well at 16 years old. I think big promise. I think he did a lot of good things, but like in the World Cup, he has some problems, injuries. But I think he have to prove a little bit more to be considered a big player.
Okay. Let's look at the penalties. Let's force ourselves to look at them now. You say when you saw Lampard's face, you just saw a worried man, and we just frozen his face here.
I was talking about England because that is much. Look, I think it's no confidence. I think England demonstrate all the matches the same thing, not taking
on the right way, and this one. This is the first one he took that the referee hadn't quite
confidence, but it's very important at the moment. No, he's young, but he has a very big confidence.
When anyone says these players don't care, it is clear. It is clear they do. Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, absolutely fearsome characters, but are completely broken by this.
Adrian, in professional sport, there's no worse feeling.
Yes.
It simply isn't.
We can discuss the tactics, a lot of things, but never the feeling they have now. It's very hard to.
I think when you get to penalty kicks, it's in the lap of the gods, to be perfectly honest. I think that...
well, it's not in the lap of the gods. Does England never win? There's no chance. It's not a 50-50 chance. England never do.
I know that you were less than hopeful when it reached that spot. Actually, I think that England, during the course of extra time, were looking at penalty kicks as a way out in the game. And naturally so, because you're down to 10 players.
But this is a game to decide in the 90 minutes. I think we can accept a team like England, do not push and to try to win, to wait the penalty kicks. I know I have a problem, Rooney, but I think that is much lower than what they can do.
Let's have a look at some upset fans now. That's Manchester, extremely unhappy. He's jiggling that fence around, he's so annoyed, that fella. We move to Southampton. Very upset. Yes, girls, football is painful. I'm sorry to have to tell you, and he knows it too in Hull. Poor lad. I can't bear seeing kids upset. Very brief look at Lisbon. I think let's just cut out of that now, shall we? That's enough. We've seen enough about that. Now, poor Wayne Rooney. How must he be feeling tonight? Ironically, 48 hours ago, he was asked about his discipline issues by Garth Crooks, and Garth said it's a time for cool heads, this game, and here's what our man had to say. This was a couple of days ago.
I think it will be a tough game, and there will be tackles going in, and especially the way the cards have been branded out in recent matches. We'll have to be aware of that, and just try and do the best we can, and try and avoid getting involved with the referee.
What can he do? Why did he behave like he did? It's easy to say ahead of the game, I'm going to keep calm.
I wouldn't want to hang him over that particular interview. I mean, that's a young lad speaking.
Absolutely.
But the only point I will make about that is that England watched the Portugal-Holland game, and they saw they must have laughed at the sending offs in that particular game, and the message that had been going out loud and clear was that discipline, self-discipline, team discipline was absolutely paramount. And the fact is that whatever he's done, it's not been good enough.
No. I mean, admittedly, it's a slightly cheap shot to say that's what he said 2 days ago. What else was he going to say when he was asked that question 2 days ago? But nevertheless, let's have a look through.
I'm not going to hang him over that.
I think it's red card. Ronaldo there that he gets upset with, but I think the referee was signalling as well that he pushed his hand up and down to suggest that he'd seen him actually making the gesture of a stand.
Oh, I don't want to
this
see
is
this wink
terrible.
again. Oh no,
see that?
Not again.
That's not right.
Oh dear. Well, that purse of the lips, I don't like that either. I mean, he referred to his friends, didn't he? Yeah. Ronaldo says, "My friend Wayne."
I think that's very important. You know, it's not only techniques or tactics, the winning spirit, and then he demonstrated in a lot of situations what he wants. He wants to win.
I thought he was terrific. I thought he was absolutely terrific, Nada, because I've seen some post-match interviews he's done in Champions League games when Bayern Munich have lost the match, and he's complained about everything. He's complained about the tee not being right. He's complained about his missus not having the proper seat in the stand. Yeah. And I thought, go on, son, you better do some playing. He was fantastic today, absolutely fantastic. And you know, if you were the manager of the side, I'm disappointed for him, because if you had won and been in the semi-final, you'd like to have said to him, regardless, son, of who's playing in this game, you're first on the team sheet.
So, setting today's game aside, like, no ifs, no buts, England generally weren't good enough throughout, were they? On the performances, they're not worth a semi-final place.
Well, the manager just said that. They're very disappointed, because they've come with really big high hopes. I thought a lot would rest on Rooney's shoulders, but I thought that today it was not the way that I was expecting it to run out. Yeah, they'll be disappointed, because, as I say, they've had a massive opportunity and they've not.
But still young.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's an opportunity missed, but it's not the end.
That's a 2-0 England. Rooney both goals.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard noise like this. To Lampard, good effort.
Guys, half-time, how do you think it's going?
Well, I think it's pretty even between the two teams, both looking to keep possession really. But I don't know. I don't think the refs had a good game, and I don't think we're pacey enough on the wings. Really, we're slowing it up too much and keep looking to go back to defence. It's not really the right game plan for an English team. I think.
Yeah, Steph, I think that referee must have been picked up from Argentinian pub league or something.
To the World Cup.
It was awful. It was like, it's happened again, hasn't it? It's like the young player has stamped on someone or kicked someone and been sent off. And then hopefully he'll learn his lesson in 8 years from now, like Beckham, will get knocked out in the quarterfinals again.
It's horrible, isn't it? I mean, we battled so hard, but like Matt said,
it's just
out.
10 men, tried our best. We were brilliant, still created a lot of chances with 10 men. Yeah, they kept the ball well when we had 10 men, but I think our defence did brilliantly. And then just penalties, Portugal again.
Brazil versus France then for a semi-final place against Portugal, who, let's be honest, were pants. Good at penalty shootouts, admittedly, but generally rubbish. Surely Brazil would win, wouldn't they?
OK, it was 8 years ago, but Zidane knows that the Brazilians aren't invincible. After a great comeback against the Spanish, their poor start's been forgotten, and the momentum suddenly seems to be with them. And there's life in this old dog still. As for the Brazilians, they were either not the team we thought they were, or no one had given them a decent enough game yet to bring the best out of them. In Frankfurt, for the fourth and final quarter-final, Mark Bright and Guy Mowbray. Stadium in Frankfurt earlier in the day, she had a good look round town.
Frankfurt am Main is the largest financial centre in continental Europe. Look up at the skyline and you might imagine you're a city slicker in New York. Set on the River Main, it's nicknamed Manhattan or Bankfurt. It boasts the EU's tallest skyscraper, which is home to the European Central Bank. A plane lifts or lands at Frankfurt Airport every 30 seconds. So what's this jet-setting, sexy metropolis got in common with Birmingham? Well, not much really, but they are twinned. But it's not all business. Frankfurt's also the birthplace of Germany's answer to Shakespeare, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. At the World Cup in '74, West Germany, Poland was a washout. Lads, it's going to take more than a Hoover. A rare photo opportunity, German inefficiency for the world to see. A helicopter was eventually used. Those Frankfurters are taking no chances this time round. They've built the brand spanking new Waldstadion. No rain is getting through that. You may think it's all work, work, work in Frankfurt, but they spend more per year here on the arts than in any other city in Europe. After a hard day saying kauf verkauf, buy, sell on the trading floor, the apple wine taverns around Sachsenhausen are where most unwind. This is also the home of the famous Frankfurter sausage. They've been tucking into these since 1480.
Tuesday highlights BBC One, 11:35 p.m. Portugal versus France. That's our live game. Coverage starts 7:30 BBC One on Wednesday from Munich. Well, we're all disappointed Brazil aren't there, England aren't there, but one thing you've got to say, it is absolutely wide open, which is a good thing for a tournament, isn't it, Martin?
I think it's always been wide open, and I never went along with the fact that Brazil were going to be that brilliant, that special, that they couldn't be beaten. And it's been the same. You could make a case for each of the sides, perhaps with the exception of Portugal. I just don't think they've got enough firepower.
Yeah. Who do you think will
Four European teams in the...
It's got to be Germany now, isn't it? It's got to be Germany.
I have to say the truth, I want Italy and Portugal. Portugal for Scolari, and Portugal makes part of our history in Brazil, and Italy, because I have 10 years in Italy and I have a lot of friends.
The future for England. So Steve McLaren, how can he be part of the solution if he was kind of part of the problem? He's been there, he's been taking part in these decisions. He seems to be running it from the bench.
Well, I think that he's got some reflection. He'll think about things now. For instance, I haven't got a clue whether he gets on brilliantly with the players or not. It looks as if they all wanted him anyway as the manager. And but he's got a strategy now. Does he change a lot of things? I'll tell you the most important issue. He now becomes the manager, and whatever's happened before, he has to carry the can. He has to take all the decisions, and they're all down to him.
But there's got to be. If you carry on doing for the next 4 years what you've done for the past 4 years, we're going to be in the same situation in 4 years, aren't we?
Well, we are. Yeah, I think there has to be progression. I think the players are there. They have been there. I just think they've lacked. I think they've lacked leadership, and they've lacked that know-how to progress. And the squad that was picked, I still think was wrong. And if you picked the right forwards, I still think we would have been okay.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's just finish with a look at this poor Brazilian fellow. This will upset poor Leo. Look how happy he is before the game. He's sure he's going to win. He's kissing the cup. Nice big wink. Fast forward to the end. Here he is. An absolutely broken man. That moustache is even droopier and sadder every minute that goes by. Poor chap. Anyway, we'll leave you with one of those beautiful music montages featuring England. Obviously, we had a happy one and we had a sad one prepared. Here's the sad one, specially designed to make you feel more miserable than you already are.
I believe we can go all the way. I actually truly do believe that.
We want to win the World Cup, and we have a good chance to do it.
Don't wanna hear the news, what's going on, what's coming through, I don't wanna know, don't wanna know. Just wanna hide away, make my escape, just want the world to leave me alone. Feels like I feel too much, I've seen too much. For a little while I want to forget, I wanna be numb. I don't wanna feel this pain no more, wanna lose touch. I just wanna go and lock the door. I don't wanna think, I don't wanna feel nothing, I wanna be numb. I just wanna be. Take away all madness. Need to escape from the pain. I'm on the edge, about to lose my mind. For a little while, I wanna be numb.
We've got to make sure that we're the team that deserve to win on Saturday.
Let's have a bit of positivity.
The last thing you're talking about is what you people are writing back home.
We've just got to get on with our job.
This team we have can go all the way.
We can show what we're made of and get the results.
We're talking about the World Cup now. We can't have any excuses.
I don't wanna think, I don't nothing. I wanna be nothing.